Good morning, party people. Hola, it's Shanda. I am in the middle of practicing some self-care, actually. I have noticed in some self-reflection over the past 24 hours, I think I'm getting sick. My body is giving me signs telling me that I need to go find rest, like stat is top priority. So that's why I skipped out yesterday on my video, and since I have been AWOL for a couple of days, this one might be a little longer than usual, so you might want to adjust that speed setting. Oh, where do I begin? The secret. I'm only sharing this because it's to touch on how important self-awareness is, and reflection, and self-care, because I regret all the decisions I've made in the past 3 days, and that's all related to the fact that I did not have a crisis plan in place, and nor did I have my, my self-awareness was definitely lacking. Usually I can go without sleep and do really well. I'm an insomniac, like I can handle it. I'd be a little grumpy though. But I do know that there's a certain point where if I haven't had enough sleep, then it's very dangerous, and I'm gonna get myself in trouble. So I did have a plan. I had everything lined up, but I did not have a crisis plan as far as where to stay when I came to Arizona from Michigan after that long drive. Had I had that crisis plan, I think I would have been okay, but it's just important to know that your self-care is priority, otherwise you'll end up being like me and making risky decisions. It's also important to know that I've been making risky decisions my entire life. When you're impoverished and you have single parents and they're off doing certain stuff and things, then you become resourceful and you go out into the world and you do what you got to do, and you learn from horrible experiences and you try not to repeat them. So I'm just gonna let it out now. On Monday night when I got to Arizona, my girlfriend, she's like, oh my goodness, my AC's broke. I'm gonna stay the night at work because it's too hot to even be at my place. And I was like, okay. So I called people, but I did feel myself entering a state of crisis. I was too tired to collect my thoughts to even strategize how to call people. I know it sounds really, really crazy, but I was so far gone tired that I couldn't. So I had 3 different financial accounts too, and all my money was spread across the different places. And I went in to go book this hotel room, and they added a security deposit since the last time I had been at this hotel, and I did not account for that. And so then when they canceled the room, they kept my monies. So I went to my car, and I did have this check that I had been sitting on for emergencies, and I was trying to deposit it, and I'm just shaking, and it's dark, and it's hot, and I'm sweating, and I hadn't slept for like 40 hours, so this guy was loitering outside my car, and I was mean. I was actually really mean, because I'm just done with people. I stopped letting people harass me years ago, but then I come to realization that I'm in a desperate position, and I can't really ignore people or treat people any certain type of way. So I stopped my car, and I rolled my window down, and I apologized, and I just said, look, I'm terrified, I'm scared, and I don't know what to do. So he invited me to share his room with him, and that was really risky. It's the riskiest thing I've done in a long time. But I was too tired not to take the offer. Here's where it gets really scary. When I got up there, I'd only brought my keys and my blankie because I don't trust a single soul. And when I got up there, I wrapped myself in my blankie really, really tight, and then I put myself under blankets. Because if you've watched my series, you know that I have really horrible experiences with men and being in these sort of situations. And I just, played it off. Like he knew I had worked in a prison. He was a felon. And then next thing I know, he's telling me about all the drugs that he's got up there. There was a lot. And when I glanced over in I'm so tired, I can barely even see straight. I can't think straight, I can't speak straight. And I see a needle in his hand, and he's about to shoot up meth. I've never seen that before. 20 years ago, maybe I've been around people who would do that, but I've never been face to face in that situation. Thank goodness. He didn't pressure me, he didn't touch me, he was very respectful. He just had his own hang-ups and addictions. And two, he said that he is properly medicated. Like, that is how his doctor would want him to utilize his recreational drugs, because he was such a hard user that if he were to quit entirely, that it would make him sick. And I get that, because in Arizona their crisis training touches on that a lot. But I'm only sharing this because I would not have made that decision had I had a little bit more sleep, had I put more care into myself with that, just caring for myself, giving myself my very basic of needs. Had I ate appropriately, had I had a crisis plan in place, had I slept more, I wouldn't have been in that position altogether. Now that it's too late and I'm already in that position, it's super duper important to flip the script, change the perspective, to make sure that that's not going to make me feel bad about myself or make me devalue my worth, or it's not even a reflection of me. It was just a thing that happened, and after sharing this, I don't have to dwell on it. I know that I wanted to beat myself up about it. I still want to beat myself about it. I could have done so many other things, but I did what I did, and it sucks. I know how to make it better next time, and I am grateful for the experience, flipping the script, the perspective, to make sure that that experience was entirely beneficial for me to go through, which it was, because I learned about drug habits for people in Arizona who do have access to detox facilities. Because if he wanted to get sober today, he could do it. But the fact is, he knows that he's not a good candidate because he still wants to do what he wants to do. And he's very, very functional at it too. There's a lot of functional addicts walking around in the world. And that's part of why I felt trusting, is because he was so functional. I didn't catch that vibe. So I'm glad I got that off my chest. That was really hard to share. My stomach's all sick and everything. My boys, though, I shared that with them, and they did everything they could to try and help me in the situation, but you know, they're 18 and 19, so I really appreciate their support and them stepping into a more of a masculine energy, so I can recognize how this was very, very dangerous behavior on my part. So I am very emotional this week as I go around visiting friends and old coworkers, and I explain to them what I'm doing and what I'm seeing in Michigan and rallying support here. It's very emotional to have people believe in me, because I put this off so long thinking that I wouldn't have support. But I'm really, really excited for this to unfold, and obviously I need it because it's holding me to a different level of accountability that I've never even had before. So I'm just really excited, and I'm really homesick. I can't wait to come back to Michigan and sleep in my bed. But I have to go do some other posts. I noticed that I did not finish setting up some of my posts for work, so this is work. I love that this is work. I'm living my best life, doing my heart's desire, sharing experiences, being transparent with feelings and emotions and stuff and things, so that way I can maybe help another person, and all while being in a jacuzzi trying to do my self-care. And then I'm gonna go inside and do more of that. Yeah, this is all I've ever dreamed of in this very moment. And I appreciate your support and your following, and I hope that you have an amazing day, and I hope that my story helps you or somebody else to understand what it looks like to be on this side of things. So with that being said, go out there, do good stuff and things. Bye.